thank you so much for being here. I have so much to tell you, so I'm gonna dive right in. Firstly, actually, I hope you're having the best end of the year and New Year's almost here. I've just finished writing my diary, so this is the diary that I'm gonna use this year. And I've never really showed you how I use my diary. So how I even started doing planners is the fact that I was gifted a planner, wow, definitely a decade ago, and I got into heavy duty planning. And this was just a beautiful way to prioritize things so you don't miss out on things. And it just works. It works like a charm. And there are, of course, multiple ways you can do it. And just how I do it, it's very specific to me based on how I've been doing it for so many years. And that's how this planner came about. I talked about this planner last year because last year we made a sample of this planner. Last year I did a video of me talking about this planner. Initially, this was called the Serious Planner because it's a lot more serious, and I will get to that too in a second. But this planner is basically 1 page a day, so that's why it's called the daily planner. And so every single day, I will go through the whole thing. Every day you have an entire page to schedule in the day if you have a lot of things, especially if you deal with appointments, maybe meetings. I do take my planner everywhere I go because I call it my... If you know me, you've heard me say this so many times. It's my second brain, my detachable brain, because I literally don't remember anything. I have like a goldfish memory, and once I got pregnant, everyone's like, that's mom brain. I'm like, I'll use any excuse at this point because it's really bad. Okay, so let me get to it. I'm gonna change this camera up to the side, and then I can show you from the top view down. It's just me at home, if you can't tell. This is the quietest the house gets, and it's, oh my god, so rare. Okay, I'll put this on. I'll show you from the top view. Okay, so this is the box. I am not using the box now. It's a bit damaged. I don't know what happened. I think Ollie might have bitten it or stepped on it. I don't know. That happens. I love that it's colorful. Okay, so let me start with the reason why it's called the Serious Planner. Serious Planner because it's definitely for more serious planners. So it was called that because it's a little more for serious people who have to schedule a lot more, but also because it's not as psychotically colorful as our usual planners. And that was very intentional because we've had a lot of requests for something a little more muted, but not completely muted. And also a lot of men who say that they wanted something a little less insanely colored. Why? I do not know, because colorful is the best. But I have to show you how I use my planner as well. And my usual planner is actually not that colorful because I'm so into, I feel like my colorful stuff works outside of the planner. So this is more serious, though I try to make it sometimes playful, especially in the beginning pages. And I'm getting to that in a second. Okay, so this is the freebie that comes along with the trio. If you've been ordering in the launch, I think till stocks last for now. It's very used because I'm using a sample that came in when we were thinking about doing it. And I always have a pen and a pencil at all times. Now, I'm gonna try to blur out as much as I can because I have all like my information in here. So first page is always photos. These are ones that came as extras when I do print photos. This one I think someone gave. This is the part where I would fill in later in the year. I know I'm gonna get something that I wanna stick. So I think I leave things open as I go on in the year. I photo this a lot, especially towards the end of the year when I'm looking at the next year. This is something that I start the planner. So when I just get the planner, I write all the birthdays and events out in the monthly spreads. And over here in this notes part, I put something that doesn't have a date to do. For example, over here, I have to clean out a filter and pay property tax. The yellow is when I have a system in place. So again, this is all up to you. You don't have to have this, obviously. Highlights are when there's school holidays, and I mark in pencil when someone's coming over. Pinks are when it's someone's birthday. Blue is when it's a public holiday or a holiday that I have a relationship to. I used to write all the holidays like World Puppy Day, and I stopped doing that only because it started getting so crowded. So this year I've only put the most essential stuff, or vaccination is due, or I have to go to the dentist. So I have like specific months for that, but I don't have a specific day. So I would write that here. And habit tracker, I actually don't use. I put this because I know a lot of people use habit tracker. Now, also wait, I wanted to talk about something else. the pages are not supersonically thick because it was thicker before and the planner was that much. And I was like, that is not going to work out for people who are serious planners and they carry their planners everywhere and it's literally beside them at all times. It just didn't make sense. So we went with the best quality. So this is like, if I'm not mistaken, it's an 80 GSM paper, but it feels like 100 GSM. So I use an ink gel pen here and you really can't see behind. So unless you use a really heavy duty ink pen, it's not going to come behind, so you don't have to worry. Bookmarks are there. I like my bookmarks extremely long. I don't know for what joy, but I usually put my bookmark one in the month here. And so I stuck it on this. So again, here is where you can get creative with what works for you. You can put like a charm at the end, whatever you like. And here's maybe where I was trying out some like colorful stuff. But generally in a day, I really don't. I don't have time to like decorate my pages much. So let's come to the day. Actually, in the beginning of the month, I start writing. So it'll be like on the 2nd is someone's birthday and I'll go to Jan 2nd and write the birthday and all the dates here. It's just, again, like I said, the way I work. This is the day of post date. This part is for highlights of the day. So like if it's someone's birthday or an occasion, so that's where I would write it here. Then the rest of the stuff comes here. So like what's happening at each, and this is extremely good to figure out if you're over scheduling or under scheduling. This is the general time. All day planners start around this time. So I've not figured out how to do this for people who have, say, night shifts. I'm not sure how this is going to work. So here is where you start writing what you're going to do at each time. So if you're going to be like 6 to 7, you're exercising. So you would mark your exercise. Then 7 to 8, 8 o'clock, you start emails. So I'm just telling you random things. So it gives you a good idea of what's happening at what time. And you know where, like, say, time is getting wasted or what's taking longer than you expected. Because then when you're working, you realize, say, you started emails at 8, but it's already 10 and you're just like, oh my God, 2 hours of emails. This is just a very, very good way to be very conscious of how your time is being spent, and then you economize on how you use your time. So this is where you schedule your day, but here is where you write what you need to do. So just imagine I have to raise a bill. I would write it here. So the 3 dots, actually how I do it, and I kept it open because again, everyone's is so different, is I keep it by priority and also casualness. Important home, important work, and casual things that need to be done, which are very small, like say check the post box. But here at home would be like today the blinds have to be cleaned, so I would write clean the blinds. And over here will be raise the bill. But raising the bill is too small to say putting at a time, so it'll be like miscellaneous work would be at 9 o'clock, and that would be clearing out a few of the things over here or big things here. If it's a big thing, then it gets scheduled on the time. Does that make sense? That's generally how I work. Sorry, I wish I wrote something down to show you, but I actually put in like some client names and stuff on the other side, so I might not be able to show you that. And that's how I go for the whole month. Things that need to be done, like here, it's like pay maintenance, electricity, and act bill. And this is, so here would be charge the stair light. I have a light that needs to be charged. And every week or every other week, I write it here. So I put in bracket W. I already know this has to be monthly. I already know this has to be bi-weekly. So I know if I wrote W here, once I clear it out, I write it for the next month on the same date. So yeah, that's kind of how it works. I always keep Post-its on my book because I use it while I work. Sometimes my day gets so hectic and there's so many extra small things that I'll put a Post-it on top of it. This is nuts, and that happens a lot towards the end of the year. I always keep a Post-it here, and also if I'm outside and I want to give someone a note, I don't know. Notes that I have to remember, silly photo, and now over here is, besides little small things that I have to keep, stickers. Okay, so the stickers here are definitely more serious, even though they're colorful. These are mostly planning stickers. There's something I really need to remember for, but it's funny, I would put like a dot. But truly, I don't really use stickers in this. I know, big surprise, huh? Not so much on a daily basis. I just, again, don't have time, so it becomes very serious planning business. That's about it. It's so easy peasy. And I am so excited for you to use this planner. Yeah, let me know how it goes. Please give me feedback on how you use your planner, because it's so important that, especially when you're a serious planner, that I know how things work for you. Okay, and that's about it. I hope you liked it, and I cannot wait to see. Please send me your photos. You can send me a mail or even DM. I'll check my DMs now. But send me a message and let me know what works for you like a month or 2 months in, just because I would love to know what ways you maneuvered around how I work, and what like details you felt like needed to be added or that you loved. And I always take everything into consideration. Just one quick thing though, I take everyone's feedback, but sometimes we have to make a lot of decisions based on what a lot of people say, because of course at the end of the day we are manufacturing in bulk and we can't make like one thing. And there are also sometimes a lot of constraints on manufacturing, so I feel I have to explain this a few times, because not with this one and not because this is the first year of this one, but for something like say our usual planners, talking about why there aren't so many writing pages at the end, because literally the bind cannot take more pages. It's absolutely already massive, and if we added more pages it will just burst, like literally they won't be able to do it. So that is one thing I wanted to mention. Oh sorry, I forgot one more thing. So because this is a serious planner, we didn't add the sticker book in. Of course this was supposed to be a completely separate product altogether, and we were supposed to launch it before, because it was considered to be undated, and then it just didn't make sense that it was undated, because the whole point was supposed to be like how I usually use my planner. And so it doesn't come with a sticker book, and it doesn't come with a pocket planner, because a pocket planner would literally not make sense, because this has everything it needs in one planner. For serious planner yours. Okay, I should stop saying this. Okay. Okay, that's about it. I hope you love it, and I would love to know what you think. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you so much, and have the best new year, and sending you lots of love and wishes.